Hello, my friends. This is a bit of a strange setup because you can see my back in the mirror. I'm currently renting a beautiful place in Austria to take a break from constantly being on the roads. And for the last week, I've had some sessions with you guys, and there has been one topic that kept on returning, and it was detoxing and how the ego mind is so sneaky with coming up with these excuses why you can't let the other one completely go, why you can't surrender completely, why you can't detox. And detoxing is one of, it is an important part that I discuss in my online course in Reunion Activation, which is in discount right now. So more details on what you may have to detox on, you'll find in this course with a long text below the video as well in the course that can help you also with much clarity and feeling safe in actually doing this. And I wanted to make a video on this just because in the past I've also received some questions around this to give or to clarify why detoxing is so freaking powerful on your twin flame awakening journey. Let's start with what happens when you meet the other one, whether that's in person, whether that's just online, it doesn't matter. You are being activated at that point. And what you feel is unconditional love. You feel so much love. And that's also something that I've mentioned in my previous video. But when we love someone, when we feel something for someone else, that's what we tell ourselves, that's the stories that we bring up, is actually us, you, embodying love, embodying unconditional love. That's actually what happens. They are just a mirror. Like, oh my god, that's just perfect for this video. I didn't think about that in that particular way. So, perfect. They are just your mirror. They are holding a mirror in front of you. But what the ego does is making up stories about needing the other one, waiting for the other one, because only then you will be satisfied, only then you will be happy, only then you will feel whole and complete again, because what you've experienced with him at the beginning was you completely opening your heart, seeing yourself. And you may want to go back to that, and it will even get more beautiful when you completely come back to self, come back to remembering that you are unconditional love and embodying this for yourself in your daily life. That's what it's all about. But then the ego becomes obsessed. We get triggered, we get rejected. They hurt us. And then we get obsessed by the twin flame label because we suddenly see something, for example, on the internet about this. We start reading about it. So we consume so much. We stay focused on the mind. And of course, the mind is focused on separation. It creates and sees only separation. So you really become an addict. You are an addict. Really, you are. I was too. We are so obsessed with the other one through the illusion of separation. So we are so obsessed with the mirror, and we think, if the mirror changes, I will be happy. But it's about remembering you are the mirror, and the reflection will only change when your consciousness, your awareness changes. So why is detoxing so important, and why it can be so powerful in this? Because you remove the mirror, you remove the distractions for the ego. That's why you are so much in the mind. That's why your thoughts are so active. That's why you are so much in suffering, doubting, feeling restless, grabbing to twin flame content constantly, for example. It's all distracting you from the love that you already are. You've always been this. You just forgot because you got so distracted by the mirror. So, when we remove the mirror, aka we detox, we remove everything that reminds us of our other self in our fields. And just like I said, I talk more about this in detail in my online course, what this all may include. When we remove this, the ego will eventually loosen its grip, its power, because the distractions are gone. All you have from that moment is yourself again, your awareness. And what I hear a lot of the times, and what I also experienced back then, is realizing I lost myself in him. I lost myself in the idea of something. It was like after 2 years, I was finally being able to breathe again. I could feel like my own energy again, my own presence again. The love that I could easily actually feel before I met him, it was easy again to feel this because he was gone. My mind quieted. My mind was more quiet. Peace returns. And it's so peaceful here, like I love the silence in this apartment. It's only then where you can start to remember again. Feel your wholeness again. Your strength, your power. The essence of what you are. And there are people who don't detox. And what I see is that they take so much longer to realize or to become aware of their energy. That's also a big part of what happens when you detox. You suddenly become so much more aware of your energy and how addicted your energy was and constantly focused was outside of itself. And some people don't want to detox. They are afraid, they resist it, they don't believe it. And most of the times it's because their ego come up with a certain excuse why you can't detox, why it's a stupid idea, why this doesn't work, or will make things even worse. And so it's just harder for them. It takes longer because they are still constantly distracted by things. Things are constantly activating their ego again, their obsessive thoughts, their addicted energy, their fear-based energy. So it's more difficult to completely, fully come at peace with themselves. Maybe they can for a few weeks and then they get a mirror back by something, I don't know what it is. It's different for everyone. But if you choose from now on to completely devote yourself to you, to your awakening journey, to your soul, to coming back home to self, then detoxing is the most powerful thing to do. And I want to give you 2 examples of excuses that the mind will come up with to not detox. And these are examples from the clients that I've spoken with the last week. And one excuse was, but I need him to grow. I need him to get triggered. That's literally saying you need him for something. You need him. And what is needing something? It's separation energy. It's lack. It's fear. You don't trust on your own awareness. You don't need anything but your own awareness. Just come back to your own awareness. I grew the most when I detoxed. So much realizations came in. So much clarity. All the noise was gone. And so what happened with this person is she believes that she needs the other one to grow and to evolve and to get triggered. I get this. I think the first year on this journey, I had to believe like my DM is my master, is my spiritual teacher. I was placing him again on a statue above myself. And that's what you also do in the essence when you say you need him to get triggered. Why do you that's also, if we analyze this, that's in the essence, that's in the core saying, I need to get triggered before I can evolve, before I can be satisfied, maybe, before I can feel whole and complete. Then that becomes your story. And so what happens with her is she attracts certain content online from other coaches that tell you need them to get triggered, to get triggered, to grow. Because, and that's how powerful you are. Because that was her story. Because she was too afraid to fully stop the contact with him. So she kept on feeding her ego with this story. Sussing her, giving confirmation to her ego with watching this content, with literally attracting this content, because that's your story. That's what you claim. So that is what you will receive. It reminds me of also a story of one of my best friends, and she's also on this journey. And one day she texted me. And a lot of emotions. She was so confused. And she said, I'm doubting that he's my twin flame again. And I'm doubting this journey. I'm so done with it. And now I get confirmation. And then she sent me a screenshot of something on social media, a stupid post about why this person might not be your twin flame. So that's what she gets. She was assuming this. She was getting into these stories of her mind, claiming this as the truth, this fear. So that's what she attracts. That's what this journey is about. You are the creator, remembering you are the creator. Taking full responsibility. And so saying that you need the other one to get triggered is still some pushing energy. It's approaching this from the outside in rather than from the inside out. And I will give you another example on this. Someone else said, and it was kind of the same story, like she also saw or heard coaches talking about why you can't detox. And the excuse of her ego mind, the excuse of her fear, because it's just fear talking, was that if you block your other self, you block yourself too. That's also approaching this from the outside in then instead of from the inside out. It's your ego telling stories that if you like block this person on your mobile phone, that this will automatically block you as well. But you can't lose yourself, like you can't really block yourself. You only can block yourself if you don't listen to yourself, if you seek for answers, confirmation, love outside of yourself, if you give your power away. Then you will block yourself. When we are in separation energy and we are in chasing energy, then we are running away from ourselves as well. We get this mirrored by them as well. And then we are blocking ourselves because we can't come to peace. We forgot how it feels like to truly come back home to self. And from the inside out is from a place of wholeness and unity within. You choose for yourself to remove the distraction of the mirror, because all you want now, your biggest intention is to remember your wholeness again, the love that you are, being able to listen to the guidance within again, through peace. And then, from the inside out, you choose, okay, if I want to do this, I'll take my responsibility. I'll be honest with myself. Everything that reminds me of this person is distracting me, is holding me back, keeps me in suffering. I go on and on and on and on in circles because of that. That's claiming full responsibility from the inside out. And that's what I did. So I removed everything. And these were just like it's almost funny. The ego will always be very, very sneaky and come up with, but it's all fear. You just feel it in your body. Or maybe you have doubts between what I'm saying and other people are saying. Of course you are doubting. Why? Because you haven't been able to come back to peace. If you come back to yourself in peace, without distractions, you will know the answer. You will feel clearly what you need, what helps. And that's what it's all about. And in this period of completely detoxing, that's where you remember again. You start to feel good again. And you build this new foundation for yourself. You rebuild your life from a place of unity, consciousness. Because you remember that is truth. That's ease. That's light. And from that new integration, embodiments, you apply this to the 3D field as well. To when the other one, for example, returns or something else triggers you. Because you now know what you actually are. You remember the tools that helped for you. So it's more easy to not longer getting distracted by the outside world, by the other person, because now you laid your foundation. You no longer rely on living from the outside in and needing the other one, because you remembered. And of course, you will still get triggered, but you will experience your thoughts and your emotions differently. And what I also say is, you keep on detoxing until you feel inner union for the first time. And then you still keep on detoxing. I would recommend, definitely. But it's just for you to really come back to this point of unity consciousness, of wholeness. So you know, if I distract myself again, if I grab towards something about related to them, it won't make me feel good, as good as I can feel if I come back to peace within myself. So, and that is the only truth. So you feel the differences, you feel the energy. You'll start to work with energy. And that's the power of detoxing. Thank you so much for being here. You can still, of course, book a one-on-one session with me. I have my group container that is eventually, it is focused on coming back home to self. It is focused on remembering, relying on yourself, founding your own modalities and tools that work, listening to your inner guidance. And of course, the courses and the audio bundle are on discount, and you can also find them below in the description of this video. Bye-bye.